Welcome back to our live coverage of the 68th Annual Academy Awards. Bruce Springsteen has won half a dozen Grammys in his long career. He's got a little catching up to do in the Oscar department, but tonight he has a 1 in 5 chance of adding Academy Award number 2 to his total.
Thank you.
This will mark Bruce Springsteen's second trip to the Academy Awards. The first time, 2 years ago, earned him an Oscar for Best Original Song for Streets of Philadelphia from the movie Philadelphia.
I was bruised and battered, I couldn't tell what I felt.
His latest nomination for Best Original Song is for the title track to the Susan Sarandon Sean Penn film Dead Man Walking.
Maybe you're a little less nervous, but I was just kind of surprised that, to be nominated. I think the song it's even a little further to the left than Streets of Philadelphia was. All I could feel was the drugs and the shotgun, and my feet up inside of me. I try to sort of capture as much as I can of just the spirit of the particular film, or the soul of it in some fashion, and condense it down into my little 2 minutes or 2.5 minutes, and hopefully have it be something that is useful to the director. It's such a small part of any picture. It's that I do it and I hand it in, and then whatever they do with it is fine. Daddy worked his whole life for nothing but pain.
The rock and roll icon has returned to his roots as a folk singer on the tour for his current album, The Legend of Tom Joad. While both Dead Man Walkin' and Streets of Philadelphia are similar in style and mood to much of his latest work, Springsteen humbly admits that the inspiration for each came first from the films, not from within himself.
I think that they're sort of received within the atmosphere of the movie, and like I say, they're really sort of just these footnotes or small parts of the picture, and so in that sense, they take on some of the power that the film brings with it, I think. And certainly these two particular pictures have been pictures that have had a lot of political implications, so I'll try musical comedy next or something, I don't know.
You had the unique opportunity a couple years back to play to 1 billion people at once singing The Streets of Philadelphia. You get the same opportunity with Dead Man Walking.
Gee, you scared me now. Sorry. I didn't know it was that many people. I thought it was only in the millions.
No, it's 1 billion. I'm sorry.
I don't know. Hey, you hope your hair looks good. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know.
Well, we will see. In just a few hours, we'll know if the boss bags another Oscar for his trophy collection. Lauren, it's rather crowded down here. Bruce Springsteen has spent the majority of 1996 traveling the globe for his first ever international solo acoustic tour. While he was home briefly in Los Angeles for the Academy Awards, I sat down with the boss for an exclusive interview.
Daddy worked his whole life for nothing but pain. I have a great freedom at night I have now. I get to come out and I get to be myself. I don't have to play myself. And for somebody who's been down the road 25 or 30 years, that's lucky. That's lucky.
While born in the USA, established Bruce Springsteen as a rock and roll icon more than a decade ago, his latest album, The Ghost of Tom Joad, and its accompanying world tour, mark a return to the singer-songwriter's folk roots.
Got a one-way ticket to the promised land. You got a hole in your belly and a gun in your hand.
The lyrics are disturbing, inspired in part by John Steinbeck's The Grapes of Wrath, and telling stories through the eyes of various fictional characters, from a border patrol officer to an ex-con trying to stay straight. The sound is austere by design.
Moves slow with a sense of caution and dread and a lot of carefulness. So that's why there's lyrics and music. I think that the music contributes more than it on the surface appears.
Tom Joad gives a voice to the disenfranchised, as does Springsteen's Oscar-winning title track to the film Philadelphia and the Oscar-nominated song from Dead Man Walking. Springsteen says that for the most part, he writes about what he knows, or rather what he knew the first 18 years of his life.
I lived in a house where there was a lot of struggling, and a lot of complexity, a lot of wonderful things, and sense of faith and love, and tremendous sense of despair and disempowerment and hopelessness and anger, and a hovering sense of violence, you know.
But as you achieved great success, how is it that you've been able to remain grounded?
I live extravagantly by anybody's means, and I enjoy it tremendously, you know. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you isolate yourself from either the past experiences that have shaped you, or the country and the world, the community that you live in. I don't think if you do so, you know, you pay your own price for that.
Springsteen credits his wife, singer Patti Scialfa, and more recently their 3 children, with putting his life in perspective.
As a musician, you're always asking people to come into your world. That's my job. I come out at night and I say, come into my world, you know. But you know, the kids, you can't do that. You got to go into their world, you know. So for people whose jobs are based on sort of ego, vanity, and getting people to do the things they want, you know, it's the other side of the coin. So it's good for you.
While Springsteen briefly reassembled his E Street Band for his greatest hits album, Tom Joad spotlights Bruce Springsteen, the troubadour. While he's unable to predict what the future holds for his musical career, he admits he's comfortable in the present.
I felt that the music was based, you know, firmly in present-day issues that are pressing, both, I think, you know, personally and on the country as a whole. That it's like I say, it's where I get to put my 2 cents in shaping the kind of world that I want for my kids and for my audience and for myself. And that's where I want to be.
After the Oscars, Springsteen left immediately for Belgium and Germany. He's spending the month of April on stage in Italy and Spain.